people, and welcome back to Vocabulary Practice, where we're always learning new and useful words. We're here to learn and remember these words, and it might be helpful for you if you repeat the words or the sentences, and it's certainly useful to take your own notes. Writing down the words can help you remember them. These words can help you on tests, do better on tests, and such, and they're also good for you just in your life. All right, today's words are kind of related to crime and punishment, a pretty exciting topic, so let's get started. All right, the first word I have is accuse. I accuse you of stealing cookies. I see the crumbs on your shirt. I don't know about that. Accuse means saying that somebody did something. And you should also know the opposite, deny. The second word I want to look at is assault, which simply means attack. No other way to say it. The next one is a crime of paying people money to do something illegally, and that word is bribery. We would say that he took a bribe. After the judge took a bribe, the case was thrown out. The next word, speaking of law, when we think of lists of laws, the word that we usually use is legal code. The same word as we use for secret code, but a little bit different meaning. It just means list. All right, the next word is confession. If somebody says, I did it, I am guilty, I admit, that is a confession. All right, the next word is one we should look at a little bit more closely. Convict. If I use convict as a verb and say someone has been convicted of a crime, it means that they did it. We also have the noun convict, which means the person who has been convicted. So people in prison are often called convicts. You should also know that there is an adjective often used saying that somebody did something with conviction. And this is in no way negative. It just means that they strongly did something or believed something. All right, the next one is the big word simply of crime. Crime is something that is illegal, and somebody who does something that is illegal is called a criminal, which is a noun, and it can also be an adjective, criminal activity or criminal intent. You should also know the slang word for criminal, which is crook, which I guess is slang from not straight, but crooked. Useful to know. All right, the next word I would like to look at has to do with a court case. I mentioned judges and laws. If we imagine judges and laws, we can imagine people being in court. And in charge of a court is the judge. Now, judges wear wigs only in England and a few other places, but just to help remember, J means judge. In court, we often also see a group of people called a jury. There may be 12 people in the jury, and each person is called a juror. Now, in a court, this is the American system, which is called an adversarial system. There are two sides. One is the defendant, and this is very much like the word defense. On the other side is, we say, the prosecution. These are both very important words for you to know. Prosecute, prosecutor, defendant. I say you did it. I say I didn't. I don't know, but these are the two sides in these court cases. The whole situation is called a trial. And at the end of the trial, the judge and the jury may say that the defendant is guilty and convicted of a crime, or not guilty, innocent. We don't know until the end. These are all really useful words for you to know. All right. Next on our list is a crime of forgery. And forgery means faking somebody's signature. I got my friend's checkbook and I forged his signature and I got money and then I got arrested. You should also know the related word counterfeit, which means fake or copy, especially money. We can say counterfeit goods, fake goods, yes, but especially money is counterfeited. All right, very good. The next kind of big word idea is guilt or guilty. Guilty means simply you did it. That's it. You are guilty or not guilty. In a general sense, guilt can also be a feeling of having done something bad. So it's not always legal. Okay, next word, incarceration, which is just a fancy way to say that somebody is in jail and jail seems a little small and maybe temporary. A bigger one is called prison. And we can say prisoner or, as I mentioned, convict. All right, very good. Jury we talked about. Maybe the worst crime of all is killing a person. The name for that is murder, which most people know. Murder means you did it on purpose. There's a lesser charge, we say, and that word is manslaughter. This is an old-fashioned word, and man means people. Slaughter means killing. Slaughter is also the word that we use to talk about killing animals for food, and the place where an animal is killed for food is called a slaughterhouse. You should know. All right. The next word I want to talk about briefly is scheme. And a scheme is just a plan. And I talk about it with crimes because, in a way, a scheme sounds like a not so smart plan. They had a scheme to take money from the school cafeteria, something like that. Useful word to know. All right, just a few more. If you are found guilty at a trial, many times you will have to pay a fine or go to jail, and that is called simply a sentence. And we might say that he was sentenced to 15 years in prison for stealing the cookies. I don't know, but that's how we talk about it. And it is simply called the sentence. What sentence did they receive? All right, trial we have talked about. And finally, my last word for today is verdict. And the verdict is guilty or not guilty. This is a very interesting word. Ver means something like verify or verity. That means true. And this dict is like diction or dictionary. It means speaking. So verdict actually means speaking the truth. Thank you very much. Try these words on your own. See you next time.